The Druid also needs healing. Prologue. The healer's last breath. The Emerald world was dying. The skies, once painted in shades of blue, had turned black with corruption. Rivers carried poisonous water instead of life, forests withered into gray wastelands, and beasts that had once protected nature became monsters consumed by darkness. At the center of it all stood one man. Eryndor. The exhausted voices of the forest spirits echoed around him. The Archdruid smiled weakly. It's all right. His emerald robes were torn. Blood stained the roots beneath his feet. The ancient wooden staff that had accompanied him for hundreds of years was cracked beyond repair. For centuries, he had healed kingdoms. He cured kings of deadly diseases. He restored forests after devastating wars. He mended the wounds of dragons and soothed the rage of ancient spirits. Whenever someone cried for help, he answered. Yet when he himself began growing weaker, no one noticed. Because to everyone, the Archdruid was invincible. The corruption surrounding the world tree roared like a living storm. The ancient tree, whose branches once reached the heavens, was now almost entirely black. If it fell, so would the world. Eryndor gently placed his trembling hand against its trunk. I've healed countless lives. He closed his eyes. So allow me to heal one last thing. Green light burst from his body. Leaves danced through the ruined battlefield. Flowers bloomed where blood had soaked the earth. The remaining spirits cried, "No, you'll disappear, Master." His body slowly dissolved into emerald light. I know. There was no fear in his voice. Only relief. I've carried this burden long enough. The world tree began turning green once more. The corruption screamed before shattering into countless fragments of light. The skies cleared. Rain fell. The forests breathed again. Animals cautiously emerged from hiding. Life returned. But the greatest druid was gone. Darkness. Silence. Warmth. Heartbeat stable. He's waking up. Noah, can you hear us? A strange voice. Bright light stabbed into his eyes. The scent of medicine replaced the fragrance of flowers. Machines beeped rhythmically nearby. Eryndor slowly opened his eyes. A white ceiling. Metal rails. Transparent tubes. An unfamiliar room. Hospital. A woman burst into tears. Noah. She tightly held his hand. You scared us. He stared blankly. Noah. A flood of memories suddenly crashed into his mind. Noah Valdez. 17 years old. A second-year high school student. Frequently hospitalized. A mysterious chronic illness had plagued him since childhood. No friends. Bullied. Parents buried under overwhelming medical debt. Doctors had given up finding a cure. Pain. Loneliness. Hopelessness. The memories were so overwhelming that Eryndor instinctively clutched his chest. His heart raced painfully. His breathing became uneven. The heart monitor shrieked. Nurse. He can't breathe. Doctors rushed into the room. Someone placed an oxygen mask over his face. His vision blurred. This body. It's dying. For the first time in centuries. The greatest healer in existence could not even heal himself. Outside the hospital window, unnoticed by everyone else, a tiny green leaf drifted through the air. It landed gently on the windowsill. Then, it glowed. A whisper echoed into Noah's heart. Welcome back, Archdruid. A tiny sprout emerged from a crack in the concrete. And somewhere deep beneath the sleeping city, something ancient opened its eyes. Chapter 1. The weakest body. Stable. The fever has finally gone down. You can discharge him this afternoon. Noah Valdez slowly opened his eyes. The hospital room was quiet. Morning sunlight filtered through the curtains, warming the white sheets covering his frail body. He stared at his hands. Thin, pale, covered with tiny bruises from countless needles. He clenched his fist. No strength. In his previous life, that same hand had healed dragons and raised entire forests with a touch. Now it trembled from simply holding itself in the air. Eryndor let out a quiet sigh. So this is my new life. The memories of Noah Valdez had settled overnight. A second-year high school student. 17 years old. Diagnosed with a mysterious illness since childhood. Hospitalized dozens of times every year. His body suffered from constant fatigue, weak muscles, sudden chest pain, and occasional fainting spells. Doctors could only slow the symptoms. They could never cure them. A gentle knock came from the door. A middle-aged woman stepped inside carrying a paper bag. She looked exhausted. Dark circles rested beneath her eyes, and her office uniform was slightly wrinkled, as though she had come straight from work. Noah. She smiled despite her obvious fatigue. I'm glad you're awake. The memories answered before Eryndor could. His mother. Elena Valdez. She wasn't his biological mother. Years ago, she had adopted Noah after he lost his parents in an accident. Despite raising him alone while drowning in medical debt, she had never once complained. Instead, she apologized whenever she couldn't afford better treatment. Noah felt an unfamiliar ache in his chest. In his previous life, he had no family, only disciples, only patients. This warmth was new. Elena placed a lunchbox beside him. I made your favorite soup. She laughed awkwardly. Well, I tried. Noah stared at the homemade meal. Thank you. She froze. Huh. Thank you. Her eyes widened. Then tears quietly formed. You've never said that before. Realizing his mistake, Noah quickly lowered his head. I just wanted to. She smiled brighter than the morning sun. It suits you. After lunch, Noah stood outside the hospital. Fresh air filled his lungs. Immediately. Cough. His body bent forward violently. Pain spread through his chest. His vision blurred for a moment. This body really is terrible. Even standing for a few minutes exhausted him. Yet, something felt strange. He closed his eyes. The city around him buzzed with traffic, conversations, and distant sirens. Hidden beneath all the noise, he heard another voice. Help. A faint whisper. Please. Another. His emerald-colored eyes widened. Spirits. Tiny lights floated between roadside trees. Barely visible. Weak enough that ordinary people would mistake them for dust drifting in sunlight. One small green spirit approached him. Archdruid. Its tiny voice trembled. It really is you. Noah's heartbeat stopped. You can see me. The spirit nodded excitedly. We've waited so long. Before he could ask another question, the little spirit suddenly faded. No. Its body cracked like glass. Then, it disappeared. Noah instinctively reached forward. No. Too late. Only glowing particles remained. His expression darkened. Spirits were dying. That evening, Noah returned home. It was a tiny apartment barely large enough for two people. The wallpaper peeled from the walls. Old furniture filled the living room. A small balcony held several dead flower pots. He quietly walked toward them. So these once held life. He gently touched the dry soil. Instinct took over. His fingers glowed with faint emerald light. Druid art. His voice became a whisper. Verdant blessing. Nothing happened. His mana was gone. Only a tiny spark remained. Again, a single green leaf of light appeared. It drifted into the flower pot. Silence. 1 second. 2, 3. Then, a tiny green sprout emerged from the dry soil. No. Larger than a fingernail. Noah smiled. His first genuine smile in centuries. I still have my power. Weak. Almost non-existent. But alive. Suddenly, the sprout trembled. Tiny glowing eyes opened upon its leaves. Master. Noah blinked. You can speak. The little plant nodded happily. I've finally found you. Noah stared at the tiny spirit in disbelief. The plant looked around nervously before whispering. They're searching for you. Who? The little spirit's smile vanished. The ones who want nature to disappear forever. At that exact moment, a violent gust of wind slammed against the apartment window. Bang! The lights flickered. Outside, standing on the rooftop of the building across the street, a tall figure wearing a black coat silently watched Noah's apartment. Its glowing crimson eyes met his. Then, it smiled. Chapter 2: The Whispering Tree. The crimson-eyed figure disappeared before Noah could react. The rooftop across the street was empty. Only the cold night wind remained. Who was that? The tiny plant spirit hiding inside the flowerpot trembled. It found you. Noah narrowed his eyes. What found me? The spirit hesitated. The Shadow Garden. The Shadow Garden. It hunts spirit guardians, and anyone capable of restoring the world's life. Before Noah could ask more, the spirit suddenly buried itself beneath the soil. There listening. Silence filled the apartment. The next morning, Noah stood in front of Evergreen High School. Students laughed as they entered the campus. Some complained about exams. Others rushed to finish homework. It was an ordinary school morning. To Noah, it felt strangely peaceful. How fascinating. Children laugh without fear of war. No monsters attacking villages. No kingdoms begging for miracles. He quietly smiled. Maybe this world deserved protecting too. As he entered the classroom, everyone stopped talking. He's back. The sick kid. I heard he almost died. Noah ignored the whispers and walked toward the empty seat beside the window. Just as he sat down, slam, a cheerful boy dropped into the chair in front of him. You scared everyone. Noah blinked. The memories answered. Kai Mendoza, class clown, always energetic, always talking, never afraid to speak his mind. Kai grinned. You disappeared for almost 2 weeks. Hospital. I know. Kai scratched the back of his head. I was gonna visit, but hospitals make me nervous. Noah gave a small smile. I appreciate the thought. Kai froze. Whoa. What? You smiled. Is that unusual? Very. The class laughed. Even Noah couldn't help smiling again. After classes, Noah wandered through the school grounds. Something was calling him. Not a voice. A feeling. Like invisible roots gently pulling him forward. The sensation led him behind the old gymnasium. There, hidden behind decades of overgrown vines, stood an enormous tree. Its trunk was wider than a classroom. Its branches stretched toward the sky like ancient arms. Despite its size, nobody paid attention to it. Students walked past without even glancing at it. As if they couldn't truly see it. Noah stepped closer. The instant his fingers touched the bark, a deep voice echoed inside his mind. Finally, the earth trembled. Leaves danced although there was no wind. A child of the emerald forest has returned. Noah's eyes widened. You can speak. The ancient tree chuckled. You once healed me, long ago. Impossible. I have never visited this world. Not this life. The words sent chills through Noah's body. The tree continued. Your soul crossed worlds many times. Each life, you planted hope. Each death, you forgot. Noah stood frozen. Could reincarnation have happened before? How many lives had he lived? How many had he forgotten? Suddenly, the leaves turned black. The tree groaned in pain. Dark veins spread across its bark. Noah's expression changed instantly. Corruption. The same corruption. The same darkness. The one that had nearly destroyed his previous world. It's here too. Students continued walking nearby. No one noticed. Only Noah could see the spreading darkness. The tree cried weakly. Please. It hurts. Noah placed both hands against the trunk. His body screamed in protest. His lungs burned. His heart pounded violently. He barely had enough spirit energy. Yet, he couldn't ignore someone asking for help. Druid art. A faint emerald glow gathered around his fingertips. Nature's embrace. Warm green light spread through the ancient tree. The black corruption hissed. Smoke rose from the bark. Little by little, the darkness retreated. Fresh green leaves blossomed. The old tree sighed peacefully. Thank you. Noah staggered backward. His vision blurred. His legs gave out. I'm out of energy. Everything became dark. When Noah opened his eyes, he was lying on a wooden bench beneath the tree. The sun was already setting. How long? You slept for 3 hours. Noah immediately sat up. Standing nearby was a beautiful woman wearing a long white coat. She looked to be in her late 20s. Silver hair, emerald green eyes. She carried a leather notebook filled with pressed leaves. You, she smiled gently. I've been waiting for someone like you. Noah instinctively became cautious. Who are you? She bowed politely. My name is Professor Helena Cross. I teach botany at the university. Then her smile became mysterious. And I serve as one of Earth's remaining spirit keepers. Noah's eyes narrowed. So, I'm not the only one. Professor Helena nodded. No. She looked toward the ancient tree. But if the Shadow Garden has found you. Her expression darkened. Then your peaceful school life is already over. Far away, on another rooftop, the crimson-eyed figure watched them both. This time, it wasn't smiling. It was reporting. My lord, the Archdruid has awakened. Chapter 3 The Spirit Keeper. The evening breeze rustled the ancient tree's leaves. Golden sunlight filtered through the branches as Noah slowly stood from the wooden bench. His body still felt heavy. Healing the ancient tree had consumed almost every trace of spirit energy left within him. Professor Helena Cross watched him carefully. You should still be unconscious. Noah gave a faint smile. I've survived worse. She raised an eyebrow. I'm sure you have. For a moment, neither of them spoke. The ancient tree swayed gently above them. Its leaves shimmered with soft emerald light. Finally, Helena broke the silence. Walk with me. They left the school grounds and entered a quiet botanical garden connected to the nearby university. The place was strangely peaceful. Butterflies fluttered between flowers. Birds sang from hidden branches. Yet Noah immediately noticed something unusual. Every plant here contained spirit energy. Not much, but enough to stay alive. This place, Helena nodded. It is one of Earth's remaining spirit sanctuaries. She knelt beside a small flower. The blossom glowed faintly before blooming wider. Most people believe plants simply grow. They don't realize spirits are the reason nature still survives. Noah looked around. Tiny lights floated through the garden. Unlike yesterday, these spirits looked healthy. They happily circled around Helena. Lady Keeper, you're back. Did you bring the Archdruid? One little butterfly spirit landed on Noah's shoulder. Its tiny eyes sparkled. Master. Noah gently smiled. You recognize me? The spirit nodded. Enthusiastically. We've waited hundreds of years. Helena watched the interaction quietly. So, you truly are him. Noah met her gaze. You already knew. I suspected. She opened her old notebook. Inside were sketches of trees, spirit beasts, ancient symbols, and one faded drawing. It showed a man wearing emerald robes while holding a wooden staff. The resemblance was unmistakable. Me. Helena nodded. Every spirit keeper inherits fragments of memories from previous generations. They all wrote about a legendary druid, the healer of worlds. She closed the notebook. I never imagined he would be reincarnated. Noah looked toward the city skyline. If spirit keepers exist, then Shadow Garden does too. Helena's expression became serious. Unfortunately, she pointed toward the distant skyscrapers. Centuries ago, our world was filled with spirit veins. Mana flowed naturally. But humans forgot nature. Cities expanded. Forests disappeared. Spirit veins weakened. As nature declined, something else grew. Shadow. The Shadow Garden isn't simply an organization. It's a disease. It feeds on despair, pollution, greed, hatred. Every negative emotion strengthens it. They don't merely destroy forests. They consume hope itself. Noah quietly clenched his fist. So the corruption followed me. No. Helena shook her head. It already existed. It simply became stronger after sensing your return. Suddenly, the butterfly spirits scattered. Hide. Monster. The peaceful garden instantly grew cold. Leaves blackened. Flowers wilted. A foul smell spread through the air. Noah's eyes narrowed. Corruption. Dark mist gathered beneath a nearby greenhouse. A horrifying creature slowly crawled out. It resembled a wolf, but its body was made of black vines and writhing shadows. Its glowing crimson eyes locked onto Noah. Grr. The ground trembled beneath its claws. Helena stepped forward. Stay behind me. No. Noah shook his head. I've hidden behind enough people. The shadow beast charged, even with his weak body. Noah refused to run. He extended his trembling hand. Druid art. Nothing happened. His spirit energy was nearly empty. The beast lunged. Too fast. Too close. Then, a tiny green sprout burst from Noah's pocket. The little plant spirit shouted. Master. It released a pulse of emerald light. Roots exploded from the ground. They wrapped tightly around the shadow beast's legs. The monster roared in fury. Now, Helena shouted. She slammed her palm against the earth. Spirit art. Blooming judgment. Hundreds of glowing vines erupted upward. The beast screamed as brilliant green light purified its shadow. Within seconds, its black body crumbled into harmless ash. Silence returned. Noah suddenly fell to one knee. His breathing became ragged. Pain stabbed through his chest. Helena immediately supported him. You pushed yourself again. I'm. Cough. Fine. You almost died. Again. The tiny plant spirit crossed its little leafy arms. Master is terrible at taking care of himself. Helena couldn't help laughing. I agree. For the first time since his reincarnation. Noah laughed too. A genuine laugh. One that surprised even himself. As they left the botanical garden, neither of them noticed a security camera hidden high above the entrance. Its lens slowly turned. A distorted voice echoed from a nearby speaker. Subject confirmed. The Archdruid has begun using his abilities. Far beneath the city, inside an underground chamber covered in black roots, a man seated upon a throne opened his crimson eyes. So, the healer has returned. He smiled. Prepare the garden. This time, we will make him heal our world. Even if it kills him. Chapter 4: The Hidden Greenhouse. The underground chamber was silent. Black roots pulsed like living veins across the walls. At the center sat a man upon a throne woven from twisted branches. His crimson eyes reflected the image from the surveillance camera. Noah Valdez, the reincarnated Archdruid. The man smiled. So the world's greatest healer lives again. He slowly stood. Do not kill him. Several figures dressed in black knelt before him. Bring him to me. Alive. The room echoed with a single reply. As you command, Lord Verdros. The following morning, Noah woke before sunrise. His chest still ached from yesterday's battle. He quietly walked onto the apartment balcony. The tiny sprout spirit stretched its leafy arms. Morning, Master. Good morning. Noah looked at the flower pot. The once empty soil was now covered with tiny green sprouts. Interesting. The spirit puffed out its tiny chest proudly. They grew because you came home. Noah gently touched one of the leaves. Even his weakened aura could restore life. His druid powers were slowly returning. Very slowly. After school, Professor Helena waited outside the front gate. She carried a small leather satchel. Ready? For what? She smiled. Your first lesson. They took a train across the city before arriving at an abandoned botanical research center. Broken windows. Rusted gates. Overgrown vines covered every wall. Kai, who had secretly followed Noah out of curiosity, peeked from behind a nearby tree. What kind of date happens in a creepy place? He quietly pulled out his phone. I should definitely record this. Before he could step forward, the vines beside him suddenly moved. Ah! Kai stumbled backward. The vines gently pushed him toward the entrance. They're inviting me. Helena placed her hand against the rusted gate. A green symbol appeared beneath her palm. Spirit Keeper authorization. The gate slowly dissolved into glowing leaves. Beyond it, Noah's eyes widened. An enormous hidden greenhouse stretched beneath the city. Thousands of glowing flowers illuminated the darkness. Massive trees reached toward a glass ceiling. Crystal clear rivers flowed between gardens. Countless spirits laughed while flying through the air. This, Noah whispered. It shouldn't exist. Helena smiled proudly. We call this place the sanctuary. Every spirit keeper in the greenhouse stopped working. One by one, they turned toward Noah. Silence spread. An elderly gardener slowly removed his hat. Tears filled his eyes. The Archdruid. Soon, others followed. One after another. They bowed. Not because he was powerful, but because every spirit keeper had grown up hearing stories of the legendary healer who gave everything to save a dying world. Noah quickly stepped forward. Please don't bow. I am no king. The old gardener smiled warmly. No, but you gave us hope. Suddenly, a loud crash echoed through the sanctuary. Boom! The entire greenhouse shook. Flowers wilted instantly. Spirit lights fled in panic. They're here. Shadow beasts. The peaceful sanctuary erupted into chaos. A section of the glass ceiling exploded inward. 3 enormous shadow wolves landed inside. Their bodies leaked black mist. Their claws poisoned the earth with every step. Students training to become spirit keepers immediately formed defensive lines. Protect the younger spirits. Noah looked around. There are children here. Helena nodded. We can't let the corruption spread. One shadow wolf charged toward a group of frightened apprentices. Without thinking, Noah stepped in front of them. His weak body trembled. He knew he couldn't win in his current condition. Yet, he refused to let children suffer. Druid art. Emerald light gathered around his feet. Forest chains. Roots erupted from the ground. Unlike before, they were thicker, stronger. The shadow wolf was bound in place. The apprentices stared in amazement. He did that with almost no spirit energy. But Noah wasn't finished. He placed both hands on the soil. Heed my call. The sanctuary responded. Every flower, every blade of grass, every ancient tree, Their spirit energy flowed toward him willingly. Not because he commanded them. Because they trusted him. The greenhouse glowed like an emerald sun. Countless vines burst upward, wrapping around all three shadow wolves. The beasts howled as pure life energy cleansed the corruption. Within moments, the monsters dissolved into harmless black dust. Silence followed. Then, cheers erupted throughout the sanctuary. We're saved. The Archdruid protected us. Noah smiled weakly. Then, his legs gave out. Before he hit the ground, someone caught him. Kai. Seriously, Noah. The energetic classmate sighed. You really have the worst timing. Noah blinked. Kai scratched the back of his head. So, anybody wanna explain why flowers are glowing? And why I can suddenly see tiny floating leaf people? Everyone in the sanctuary froze. Professor Helena slowly turned toward Kai. That's impossible. Kai looked around nervously. Did I say something weird? Above his head, a faint golden symbol slowly appeared. The spirits gasped. The mark of the ancient guardians. Professor Helena whispered. Another chosen one. Far away, Lord Verdross watched through a pool of black water. His smile disappeared. So, there are two. He slowly closed his eyes. Change the plan. If we cannot capture the Archdruid, we shall capture his friend. Chapter 5 The Mark of the Guardian. Silence filled the sanctuary. Every spirit keeper stared at Kai. The cheerful teenager awkwardly scratched his head. Why is everyone looking at me? A faint golden symbol floated above him. It resembled a blooming flower wrapped around a shield. The spirits began whispering excitedly. It appeared. The Guardian's mark. It hasn't chosen anyone for centuries. Kai blinked. I think my head is glowing. Professor Helena slowly walked toward him. May I? Kai nodded nervously. She raised her hand. The instant her fingers touched the golden symbol, a brilliant light exploded throughout the sanctuary. Boom! Everyone shielded their eyes. A powerful wave of spirit energy swept across the greenhouse. Flowers bloomed all at once. Dry trees became green again. Tiny spirits laughed as they danced through the air. Then, the light disappeared. Helena stepped back in disbelief. It's real. The elderly gardener smiled through tears. The ancient guardians have awakened. Kai looked completely confused. Can someone explain? Noah walked beside him. It seems. You have been chosen. Chosen. For what? Noah remained silent. He honestly didn't know. Even in his previous life, the mark of the ancient guardians had only appeared in myths. Suddenly, a tiny fox made entirely of golden light appeared in front of Kai. It stretched lazily before yawning. So noisy. Everyone froze. The fox looked around. Oh, you're all still alive. Kai pointed at it. A glowing fox. The fox pointed back. A confused human. Kai frowned. Rude. The fox grinned. I like him. The little fox floated toward Noah. It bowed respectfully. Greetings, Archdruid. Noah returned the bow. It has been a long time. Kai's jaw dropped. Wait, you know each other. The fox laughed. I know everyone. I simply forgot most of them. Professor Helena sighed. Allow me to introduce the guardian spirit, Ash. Ash proudly puffed out his tiny chest. Protector of forests, guardian of life, hero of countless battles. Kai nodded. Cool. Ash smiled proudly. Also, I once got stuck inside a pumpkin for 3 months. Kai burst into laughter. Noah quietly smiled. Later that evening, Helena gathered everyone inside the sanctuary's library. Ancient books floated through the air. Glowing vines carried lanterns across the ceiling. She opened a massive stone tablet. 4 symbols appeared. The spirit world is protected by 4 ancient powers. She pointed to the first. The Archdruid. The healer. The one who restores life. The second. The guardian. The protector. The shield against darkness. The third symbol remained dim. The oracle. The one who sees possible futures. And finally, the fourth symbol was completely black. Even Helena looked uneasy. The devourer. The one destined to consume the world's spirit. Kai slowly raised his hand. That sounds bad. It is. Noah studied the black symbol. Something about it felt familiar. Too familiar. Almost. Painfully familiar. Ash quietly landed on Noah's shoulder. You remember it. Noah shook his head. No, but my soul does. Without warning, the library lights went out. Darkness swallowed the room. The spirits screamed. A chilling voice echoed from every direction. Found you. Black vines erupted from the floor. Spirit keepers immediately formed barriers. Too late. Several students were dragged into the shadows. Kya, help. Kai instinctively ran forward. No. The golden mark above him blazed. A massive shield of golden light appeared before him. The black vines slammed into it. Crack. The shield didn't break. Instead, the darkness shattered. Ash laughed proudly. Not bad, kid. Kai stared at his own hands. I did that. Meanwhile, Noah raised both palms. Emerald vines burst from the walls. Druid art. Forest sanctuary. The library transformed. Ancient trees erupted through the floor. Roots wrapped around every spirit keeper, protecting them. The black vines hissed as pure life energy burned them away. Within seconds, the darkness vanished. Silence returned. Helena slowly looked toward the shattered window. Whoever attacked had already escaped. Only a single black rose remained. Ash's cheerful expression disappeared. Shadow garden. Noah picked up the rose. It immediately crumbled into ash. Inside the ashes, a message appeared. The garden invites the Archdruid. Come alone, or your friend dies. Everyone turned toward Kai. Kai forced a smile. Well, that's probably not good. Far beneath the city, Lord Verdross watched the message disappear. He leaned back upon his throne. The pieces have begun moving. The healer, the guardian, soon, the oracle will awaken. His crimson eyes slowly narrowed. And when all four gather, the devourer shall return. Chapter 6. Into the Shadow Garden. The sanctuary remained silent. Everyone stared at the ashes where the black rose had vanished. Only one sentence echoed in their minds. Come alone, or your friend dies. Kai scratched his cheek. Well, I officially regret skipping class. Nobody laughed. Professor Helena folded the letter. It's a trap. Noah nodded. I know. And you're still thinking of going. Yes. Helena sighed deeply. I expected that answer. Ash jumped onto Noah's shoulder. You really are terrible at saying no. The little fox crossed his tiny paws. Every life, every world, you always choose to carry everything alone. Noah lowered his gaze. Someone has to. Ash quietly whispered. No, they don't. That night, Noah stood alone on the apartment balcony. The city lights shimmered beneath the stars. The tiny sprout spirit peeked from its flowerpot. Master, are you leaving? Yes, you'll get hurt again. I know. You could die. Noah smiled gently. I've died before. The little spirit began crying. But this time, you finally have people waiting for you. For the first time, Noah hesitated. The next morning, Kai arrived at school carrying 3 convenience store sandwiches. I bought breakfast. He looked around. Noah, empty seat. Professor Helena entered the classroom instead. Her expression was unusually serious. Kai, we need to leave. Noah is gone. Meanwhile, deep beneath the city, Noah followed glowing black vines through an abandoned subway tunnel. Every step made his chest ache. Dark mist covered the walls. Spirit energy was almost non-existent. The corruption here is overwhelming. A voice echoed ahead. You still came. A massive stone gate slowly opened. Beyond it, an underground city stretched endlessly beneath the earth. Black trees, dark rivers, crimson flowers. It was beautiful. In a haunting way, thousands of people quietly lived there. Children played. Merchants sold food. Families laughed together. Noah frowned. This isn't what I expected. The crimson-eyed man stepped forward. Elegant black suit. Long dark hair. Calm smile. My name is Verdross. He bowed politely. Welcome to the Shadow Garden. Noah remained cautious. You threatened my friend. Verdross sighed. I did, but not because I wished to. He looked around the underground city. Look carefully. Noah did. Every resident was sick. Some coughed blood. Others had black veins spreading across their skin. Children struggled to breathe. The corruption wasn't empowering them. It was killing them. Verdross quietly spoke. We are not villains. We are survivors. Hundreds of years ago, The spirit keepers abandoned us. When corruption infected our ancestors, they sealed us underground. They chose to save the world instead of saving us. Bitterness filled his voice. So we survived. We adapted. We built a home. But the corruption never stopped growing. He looked directly at Noah. You are the only person who can cure it. Noah's heart tightened. Everywhere he looked, people needed healing. Children, parents, grandparents. They weren't monsters. They were victims. Verdroz spread his arms. I never wanted war. I only want my people to live. Noah remained silent. His druid instincts urged him to help. But something felt wrong. Very wrong. Far above, Kai, Helena, and Ash entered the abandoned subway station. Ash sniffed the air. He came through here. Kai clenched his fists. We're bringing him back. Helena looked toward the darkness below. I only hope we're not already too late. Back underground, a little girl approached Noah. She couldn't have been older than 8. Black veins covered one side of her face. She held out a wilted flower. Mister, they said, you're a healer. Noah knelt before her. What's your name? Luna. Does it hurt? She smiled bravely. Only when I breathe. Noah's heart ached. He gently placed his hand on her forehead. A tiny emerald glow appeared. The black veins immediately began shrinking. Luna gasped. It doesn't hurt anymore. The underground city erupted into cheers. The healer. He really came. He can save us. Verdroz quietly watched. His expression unreadable. Behind him, hidden inside the shadows, something enormous slowly opened a single crimson eye. It wasn't human. It wasn't a spirit. And it wasn't corrupted. It was something far older. Something that had been sleeping beneath the city for thousands of years. Its deep voice echoed through the darkness. The Archdruid has returned. Chapter 7 The Heart of Corruption. The cheers echoed throughout the underground city. He healed Luna. The pain is gone. The Archdruid really can save us. People who had long accepted death now looked at Noah with hope shining in their tired eyes. Noah quietly smiled. For a brief moment, he forgot where he was. He saw only people suffering. People asking for help, just as they had in his previous life. Verdroz watched the celebration in silence. You understand now. Noah turned toward him. I understand that these people are victims. Verdroz nodded. Exactly. We never wanted to become the Shadow Garden. He looked at the children laughing around Luna. They deserve the sun. They deserve forests. They deserve life. His voice trembled ever so slightly. But the surface abandoned us. Noah slowly knelt beside an elderly man whose entire arm had turned black. He placed a hand over the corruption. Emerald light spread gently. The old man sighed in relief as the pain lessened. However, the corruption did not disappear. Instead, it returned moments later. Noah frowned. Impossible. He tried again. The result was the same. The healing worked, but only temporarily. Ash landed on his shoulder. This isn't ordinary corruption. Noah nodded. It has roots. Something is feeding it. Deep beneath the underground city. Something pulsed. Thump. The entire cavern shook. Everyone froze. Another heartbeat echoed. Thump. The black veins on the people's bodies glowed brighter. Children clutched their chests. Adults fell to one knee. Verdroz closed his eyes. It has awakened. Far above, Professor Helena, Kai, and several spirit keepers finally reached the hidden entrance. Ash's golden flame illuminated the tunnel. Kai looked around uneasily. This place feels alive. Helena nodded. Because it is. She touched one of the black roots. It isn't a plant. It isn't an animal. It behaves like. She hesitated. An enormous heart. Underground. Verdroz led Noah through the city's deepest chamber. The air grew warmer. The corruption became thicker. Finally, they arrived before a gigantic cavern. Noah stopped breathing. At the center floated an enormous black crystal. It was wrapped in roots thicker than buildings. Dark energy flowed through it like blood. With every pulse, the corruption spread throughout the city. Noah whispered. A corruption core. Verdroz looked surprised. So you recognize it? It shouldn't exist. It didn't. Verdroz lowered his head. It was created centuries ago. The spirit keepers sealed the corruption beneath this city. They believed it would remain imprisoned forever. But the seal weakened, and instead of destroying it, they left. So we stayed. We became its prison. His eyes were filled with exhaustion. Every generation sacrifices itself to keep the core asleep. But we're running out of time. Noah slowly approached the core. It seemed to breathe, like a living creature. Suddenly, a voice echoed inside his mind. Eryndor. Noah froze. That voice. He knew it. No. The crystal pulsed. You have returned. Countless forgotten memories flashed through Noah's mind. A battlefield. A black dragon. A massive tree burning. Someone. Standing beside him. A friend. The memory vanished before he could see the face. Noah staggered backward. My memories. Ash's expression became unusually serious. It's starting. Without warning, the corruption core cracked. Crack. A massive crimson eye opened inside the crystal. Everyone's bodies became rigid. The eye looked directly at Noah. Then, it smiled. I've missed you, old friend. The cavern exploded with black vines. Noah instinctively raised a barrier. Druid art. Emerald barrier. The vines slammed into it. Boom. The impact sent Noah flying. His already fragile body crashed into the cavern wall. Blood dripped from the corner of his mouth. Verdroz shouted, "Protect the Archdruid." Shadow Garden warriors rushed forward, not to attack Noah, but to shield him. Kai and Helena burst into the cavern at the same moment. Noah. Kai immediately raised his golden shield, blocking another wave of black vines. Helena unleashed emerald spears of spirit energy. The entire chamber became a battlefield. Yet, the Crimson Eye simply laughed. How nostalgic. The healer. The guardian. Its gaze shifted toward Helena. Then toward the darkness beyond. As expected, the pieces are gathering. The cavern trembled violently. High above the core, a third symbol suddenly appeared in the air. A glowing blue eye. Professor Helena stared in disbelief. The oracle has awakened. But it wasn't Helena. It wasn't Noah. It wasn't Kai. Somewhere on the surface, a third chosen one had just opened their eyes. Chapter 8: The Oracle's Dream. The blue symbol hung high above the battlefield. A radiant eye of light. Every spirit keeper froze. Every Shadow Garden warrior looked toward the heavens. Even the corruption core fell silent. The ancient voice echoed once more. The oracle has awakened. Hundreds of kilometers away. In the quiet mountain town of San Isidro, a 16-year-old girl suddenly sat upright in bed. She gasped for air. Her room was dark. Rain tapped gently against the window. She pressed a hand against her chest. That dream again. Her name was Mira Solis. An ordinary senior high school student. Top of her class. Part-time worker at a small bookstore. Quiet, kind, and cursed with dreams that always came true. Since childhood, she had seen flashes of disasters before they happened. Car accidents, floods, earthquakes. She had tried to warn people. No one believed her, so she learned to stay silent. Tonight's dream was different. In her vision, an endless emerald forest burned beneath a crimson sky. A young man with black hair stood alone before a gigantic tree. His body was covered in blood. Yet he continued healing everyone around him. Even his enemies. Even the monsters. Then, the sky split apart. A giant crimson eye opened above the world. It looked directly at her. Find the healer. Before he dies again. Mira jolted awake, her heart pounding. Again, she had never seen that boy before. Why did the dream feel so real? Back beneath the city, the battle raged on. Black vines lashed through the cavern. Kai stood at the front, his golden shield absorbing wave after wave of attacks. Is this thing ever going to stop? Helena unleashed a barrage of emerald spears. It's testing us. Verdroz commanded his warriors. Protect the civilians. For the first time, spirit keepers and Shadow Garden fighters battled side by side. Noah slowly rose to his feet. Blood dripped from his lips. His body screamed in pain. But his eyes remained calm. He looked directly at the corruption core. I know you. The Crimson Eye smiled. At last, you remember. Fragments of memory flashed again. A young man laughing beneath a giant tree. Two friends planting a sapling together. A promise. No matter what happens, we'll protect every world together. The face was still blurred. Noah clenched his fists. Who are you? The core answered with a whisper. Your first patient. Everyone fell silent. Ash's ears flattened. Impossible. Noah stared at the core in disbelief. My first patient. The crimson eyes slowly closed. You healed me. You failed me. A deafening roar shook the cavern. The corruption core burst with dark energy. An enormous creature emerged from within. It stood over 30 meters tall. Its body resembled an ancient stag made of black crystal and tangled roots. 6 crimson eyes glowed across its face. Its antlers reached the cavern ceiling. Every step made the earth tremble. Helena whispered, "An elder corruption beast." Verdrosa's expression darkened. It broke the seal. The beast roared. The shockwave hurled everyone backward. Kai slammed his shield into the ground. "Stay behind me." Golden light spread across the battlefield. The barrier barely held. Cracks spread across it. Noah knew the truth. If the barrier shattered, thousands of innocent people would die. He slowly stepped forward. Ash immediately blocked his path. "No, Noah, not this time." Noah smiled sadly. "I know what you're thinking." Ash shook his head. "And I know what you're about to do. You'll sacrifice yourself again." Silence. Noah couldn't deny it. Suddenly, a brilliant blue light pierced the cavern ceiling. Everyone looked up. A single feather of glowing sapphire light drifted downward. It landed gently in Noah's hand. The moment he touched it, a calm feminine voice echoed in his mind. "Hold on, I'm coming." Far away, Mira Solis stood at the entrance of her town. A blue cloak fluttered behind her. The glowing symbol of the oracle shone above her head. She looked toward the distant city. The dream has begun. With a determined step, she began the journey that would change the fate of both worlds. Chapter 9: The First Guardian's Oath. The elder corruption beast let out a deafening roar. ROOOOOAAARRR. The cavern shook violently. Stones rained from the ceiling as black vines surged across the ground like waves. Kai gritted his teeth behind his glowing shield. "I can't hold it forever." Golden cracks spread across the barrier. Behind him, hundreds of civilians huddled together in fear. Children cried. Parents embraced their families. Noah looked at them with quiet determination. "No matter the world, I won't let innocent people die." The elder beast lowered its massive antlers. Its 6 crimson eyes focused only on Noah. It ignored everyone else, almost as if it recognized him. The beast spoke in a deep, echoing voice. "Come back." Everyone froze. It could speak. Eryndor. Noah stepped forward. "You know my name." The beast's eyes trembled. For a brief moment, its corruption weakened. A flash of emerald light appeared beneath its black crystal body. Ash gasped. "There's still a spirit inside it." Suddenly, the corruption core pulsed. Dark chains erupted from the crystal, wrapping around the elder beast's body. The creature screamed in agony. "Aarrgghhhh." The crimson eye within the core laughed. "You do not belong to yourself anymore." The chains tightened. The beast's brief moment of clarity vanished. Its 6 eyes glowed crimson once more. "It isn't attacking willingly," Noah whispered. "It's being controlled." Verdros clenched his fists. "So even our guardian became its puppet." Kai stepped beside Noah. "Tell me what to do." Noah looked at his friend. "For once, I'm going to ask someone for help." Ash smiled. "There he is. The healer is finally learning." Noah nodded. "Kai, I'll free the beast. You protect everyone." Kai grinned. "Leave it to me." The golden symbol above Kai's head blazed brighter than ever before. A warm voice echoed through the cavern. "Guardian candidate accepted." Golden light exploded around him. His school uniform transformed into silver and gold armor adorned with leaf-shaped patterns. A long white cape flowed behind him. A radiant shield appeared on his left arm. A golden spear materialized in his right hand. Kai blinked. "Whoa, I look awesome." Even Helena laughed. "It suits you." The elder beast charged. Kai planted his shield into the ground. "Guardian, Art, Aegis Bastion." A gigantic golden barrier rose across the cavern. The beast slammed into it. Boom. The impact shook the entire underground city. The barrier cracked, but held. Kai smiled confidently. "Told you, nobody gets through." Meanwhile, Noah walked straight toward the beast. Every step drained his remaining spirit energy. Blood stained his clothes. His breathing became ragged. Ash watched with worried eyes. "You're pushing too hard." "I know, but if I stop, who will save it?" Noah reached the beast's forehead. The creature raised one enormous claw. Everyone screamed. "Noah!" Instead of striking, the claw stopped inches from him. The beast trembled. One crimson eye slowly turned emerald. A single tear rolled down its crystal face. Noah gently placed his hand against its forehead. Druid art. His voice was barely above a whisper. Soul bloom. Emerald light spread through the beast. The black chains began breaking one by one. The elder beast let out a sorrowful cry. Within its fading corruption, Noah finally saw the spirit imprisoned inside. An enormous white stag, ancient, majestic, and smiling sadly. Thank you. The spirit bowed its head. Then, it dissolved into countless emerald leaves. The crystal body collapsed. The elder corruption beast was gone. Silence filled the cavern. The people of the Shadow Garden stared in disbelief. Their ancient guardian had finally been set free. The celebration lasted only a moment. A sinister laugh echoed from the corruption core. Excellent. The crimson eye slowly widened. Now there is nothing left to restrain me. The black crystal shattered. A wave of corruption erupted into the sky. The cavern ceiling split open, revealing the night above. Across the entire city, people looked up in horror. A massive pillar of crimson light pierced the clouds. Even from miles away, it could be seen. On a distant mountain road, Mira Solis stopped walking. She looked toward the crimson pillar. They're already fighting. She tightened her grip on the sapphire feather. I'm almost there. Back beneath the city, the corruption core's laughter shook the earth. Welcome to the beginning of the end. Chapter 10. The Oracle arrives. The crimson pillar pierced the heavens. Its eerie glow painted the night sky blood red. Across the city, people stopped in the streets. Some took photos. Others stared in silent fear. No one knew that beneath their feet, a war for the world's future had begun. Deep below the city, the shattered corruption core continued releasing endless waves of darkness. Black vines crawled across the cavern walls. The air itself felt heavy. Noah struggled to remain standing. His body had reached its limit. His vision blurred. His heartbeat grew faint. Ash looked up at him with worry. Noah, if you keep using your powers, you'll destroy this body. Noah smiled weakly. I know. Ash lowered his ears. Then stop trying to save everyone by yourself. Before Noah could answer, a calm voice echoed through the cavern. He's not alone anymore. Everyone turned. A pillar of sapphire light descended from the broken ceiling. Soft feathers drifted through the air. At its center stood a girl wearing a navy blue cloak. Her long dark hair swayed gently. Brilliant blue eyes shimmered like the night sky. A glowing blue eye-shaped symbol floated above her head. She looked directly at Noah. I finally found you. Professor Helena's eyes widened. The Oracle. Kai stared in amazement. So that's the third chosen one. The girl gave a polite bow. My name is Mira Solis. I've been dreaming about all of you. She turned toward Noah. Especially you. The corruption core let out a furious roar. The Oracle. Countless black spears shot toward Mira. She calmly raised one hand. Oracle art. Future veil. Time seemed to slow. Every black spear froze in midair. Then, each one changed direction, missing everyone completely before shattering against the cavern walls. Kai's jaw dropped. She dodged attacks. Before they even happened, Mira smiled softly. I simply saw the future. The core roared again. No matter. The cavern trembled violently. Darkness gathered above the shattered crystal. Slowly, a gigantic humanoid figure emerged. It was made entirely of black crystal and living shadow. Its body towered over the battlefield. Crimson flames burned inside its empty chest. Helena whispered. Its true form. Verdroz drew his black blade. So this is what has been controlling us all these years. Shadow Garden warriors stood beside the spirit keepers. No one cared who belonged to which side anymore. They all faced the same enemy. Mira closed her eyes. Countless blue threads of light spread across the battlefield. Noah watched them in surprise. What are those? The possible futures. The blue threads stretched in every direction. Thousands of them. One by one, they snapped, until only a single thread remained. Mira opened her eyes. Her face had turned pale. There is only one future where everyone survives. Silence. Kai swallowed nervously. So, what's the plan? Mira looked at Noah. You must recover your full power. Ash sighed. Easier said than done. Mira slowly nodded. I know where it is. Everyone looked at her. The world's seed. Professor Helena's expression changed instantly. Impossible. I thought it was lost. Mira shook her head. It isn't lost. It's hidden. She looked toward Noah. The final gift your previous self left behind. Noah's memories stirred. A tiny image appeared in his mind. An ancient tree. A glowing seed. A promise. When the world forgets hope, plant this. The cavern shook again. The corruption lord took another step forward. Each footfall cracked the earth. Mira pointed toward a glowing tunnel that had just opened behind them. We have no chance of winning like this. We need the world seed. Kai spun his spear with a determined grin. Then let's go get it. Verdroz nodded. My people will hold the line. Noah looked at the warriors of the Shadow Garden. At the Spirit Keepers. At Kai. At Mira. At Ash. For the first time since his reincarnation. He wasn't fighting alone. He smiled. Then let's save this world. Far away, in the deepest forest untouched by mankind, a single emerald seed buried beneath the roots of an ancient tree began to glow. Its time had come. End of Volume 1. Thank you for listening. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. See you in the next chapter.